Mary Zabielski with us here on the Mendola show, javelin thrower. Let's talk a little bit about your performance at districts. Pretty good?
Yeah, it was pretty good. Fifth was good. I was expecting a little higher, I won't lie, especially since my sophomore year I had gotten fourth. But overall, I'm happy with it.
Without an injury, though,
Yeah,
you probably
for sure.
could have did better. You could tell, obviously, you couldn't get everything into it, but you did pretty darn good when you got into it. Talk a little bit about, trying to overcome some of that adversity.
A lot of that was definitely really hard at first, especially with it happening in basketball instead of happening in track. So it was like a completely different sport. But overcoming it, really tough. It was a long process, but where I've got to, I'm really happy with, and a lot of people helped me along the way.
Getting to the part where you get cleared and you go, okay, I can do this now. I can throw. Talk a little bit about that process.
That was definitely exciting. I went up to, Emma mentioned Barry Cromis. He was the first one I started throwing with. And even like being around in season, like the season I couldn't participate in, that was like I got to be around, still help people out. So like it was like the build up to then being able to finally throw.
Let's talk about your future. What's in store for you going forward?
I'm going to a Division I college, Holy Cross, and I'm gonna try and study in chemistry, and then I'm gonna throw while I'm there.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Talk a little bit about that decision-making process and why Holy Cross, great school.
Yeah, I had a lot of options out there. A lot of mine were like Villanova, NJIT, but overall it really just came down to where I liked being, and I did really love Villanova, but Holy Cross just like took it home for me.
You talk about your family. They have to be there for you going through that challenge with the knee. So talk a little bit about keeping, that mindset for you and, supporting you physically, mentally, the whole picture.
Well, my dad coaches. He coached softball last few years, and he still coaches at Misericordia for football. And so he's been really helpful with that. He's kept the motivation. He's kept it hard on me, but not too hard, not too strict, of course. And then my mom, she's taken me everywhere, done everything. I feel like sometimes she gets more emotional over it than I do. And like that's honestly just how she is, and it makes me happy that she's always just been there with me.
Sharing it with your teammate over there. Talk a little bit about, what it's like to be with her. Then you got the shot put guy over there who's pretty darn good too. Talk about, the guys and the girls at Valley View and just supporting each other.
I mean, everybody definitely, we've had connections with each other. We've known each other like our whole school lives. But we all support each other. We try our best to when we can. Even if somebody's winning, somebody's losing, we still try and cheer each other on. And for the boys, we'll always cheer them on too. We'll walk around, try our best to get to each event. Sometimes like with Tommy and how he's at shot put.
Let's talk about the academic component. Obviously, if you go to Holy Cross, you're a heck of a student. So talk about, putting in the time to the academic end.
We just had some of our AP tests actually this week, so there was definitely a lot of studying there. So a lot of balance when I had one of my AP tests on the same day as districts. So that was like, could have been stressful, but I kind of took it away by like studying, making sure I was prepared. But like that study balance, it's definitely hard and could be like a struggle for some people, but you get used to it for sure.
Coach Iwanitz could probably feel for you with the ACL injury with his own kids. Talk a little bit about, him encouraging you and trying to be as supportive as he can.
He'd always like say like, oh, that was a good first mark, or like just get one out there. He'd constantly, if he was coming over, he obviously wouldn't be over at every single throw, every single meet, but when he could get over there, he'd be always encouraging, trying to get it out there for me.
Can you think of a teacher or somebody at your school where you're like, man, thank goodness I had, Mrs. Smith in sixth grade. Is there one or two teachers or somebody at the school that stand out to you that you feel grateful for now that it's all ending?
One of my biggest ones, he got me into chemistry. That's why I'm majoring in it. Our chemistry teacher, Mr. Kilker, he really always kept it positive in the classroom, and he made me have like a super love for science. And then like that was it was just before I had my injury. So it was like a good build up, good positive vibes throughout it. And then even my parents do teach at the school, and I did have my mom, so they were always having a positive impact on me.
Awesome. Well, it's good to hear your story. Brighter days ahead, and congratulations.
Thank you.